Well, what are we doing? That's a $99 question if you ask me. But since I'm not able to be there, we're going to try this. I got a camera on my iPad, which has got the Game Changer app on it. I talked with Amanda, and they're going to do the Game Changer event down there in Arlington. So we're going to see how this plays out as we get closer to the game. And hopefully it works out the way it's supposed to. I've never done this before, so we'll see how that works out. Going to be taking on Arlington today. Arlington is 1-1 on the season, and Groton area is 2-3. So this is only the third game that Arlington has played this year. Let's see what's here. Where did I have that at? Go back here. Okay. Looking at the overall season records here, Groton right now, they are number 20 in the state. There are 30 softball teams in the Class B division with a 2-3 record. Groton area is. Arlington right now is rated number 12 with their 1-1 record. And their scores are, let's see where they got them on here. They lost to Flandreau 15-7 and defeated Alcester Hudson 19-7. So we'll see how this all plays out. Not guaranteed it's going to work the way we want it to, but we're going to give it a shot anyway. And starting lineup for Groton area, that's their normal ones. Batting first will be McKenna Krause. She'll be at third base. Batting second, Jerica Locke at center field. Batting third will be Abby Feldheim, and she plays shortstop. Batting fourth will be Libby Cole, and she is, of course, the catcher. Batting fifth will be Jaden Pinning, the third baseman. Batting sixth will be Kinsley Rowan, the pitcher. Seventh is Hannah Sadness, the right fielder. Eighth will be Rylan Eckern, the first baseman. And batting ninth will be Telly Wright, and she is the left fielder. So that's your lineup for Groton area. We don't have Arlington's yet. We may or may not get that. And so we'll see how this plays out. Game time is about 4:30. And when I talked to Amanda earlier, she says, yeah, we'll get there about 4 o'clock. And the wind's supposed to be howling about 40 miles an hour down there. So I was like, oh, that won't be good softball weather. And then tomorrow they go to Hanson and play down there. And then what's the rest of the schedule looking like for Groton area? Let's see what's here. Hanson on Tuesday. Then they don't play again until next Monday. It'll be Clark Willow Lake in Groton. It'll be senior recognition night. Saturday, May 2nd, it'll be the Northeast Conference. They have enough teams to have a conference tournament this year. And that'll be at Redfield on May 2nd. Florence Henry on May 7th. And that'll be in Groton. And May 11th, Sioux Valley will be in Groton. Tuesday, May 12th, Groton travels to Millbank. Monday, May 18th, Groton at Redfield. And the makeup game with the dual Cardinals is set for Tuesday, May 19th. So that's your lineup for the schedule for Groton area. And we got the camera, like I said, on the iPad, so it'll probably show up as as the players come to the plate and so forth. It's kind of a cool app. So far, we're not seeing anything come up on the deal here yet. Like I said, we haven't done this before, so it may or may not work. Kind of watching the video on here that's on my phone anyway. And looks to me, if I can figure that out, looks like McKenna Kraus is on base with a walk. So that should bring up Jerica Locke, and it's not showing up on the iPad here. All right, I'm gonna see if I can do some. See if there's something on here that I'm missing on the. Well, folks, I don't think this is going to work out the way we had envisioned it to. Kind of looking at Arlington's too, and they don't have any. They're not posting anything about outs or anything like that either. So, well, we made a gallant effort anyway. Hmm. I think we have one out, and I think we have. That Kraus is over on second base. Somebody said, "Oh, I'm seeing is a camouflage pouch." Yeah, that's about all we got right now. We're was hoping to kind of have things set up to have it working here, but it's at least get the plays. They're going to go by play with the Game Changer app, but it's not working there either, or at least the updates are not being posted on there. Unless I'm looking at Arlington's, and Groton's doesn't look like that's going either. Because usually we have during the app when they're doing the game, it shows all the plays and stuff, where all the players and stuff are at. But um, I just guess that's not going to. I'm still going to keep playing around here just in case I find something somewhere. But I'm on my phone, I'm on my iPad, trying all kinds of stuff, trying to make this work. And sorry, folks, I couldn't go because I'm on call, and I can't be that far away since I'm the only one right now on the light department. Because the other guy that's working with me, he's even out of the country on vacation. So. Oh, okay, there we go. Now we got a game stream. All right, that's getting close here, folks. Maybe we'll get something going here. Pinning just pops out. Thing is, my iPad that I'm using is probably too old. Oops, now what happened? One out, two out, three out. So I guess we're out, say... Okay, so we got that. I wish I could get the game stream. Not sure if that's going to be exactly the way I want to go with that. So we're scoreless after the first half of the inning. Trying to get my other iPad, but apparently Elizabeth didn't get my message, and so it's at her house there somewhere. Arlington is currently at bat, as you can see on the screen there. Let's see if I can blow that up for you a little bit more. See the positions of the players. Looks like Feldheim got the out there and the ground out, so first out there for Arlington. Hate using my phone because somebody could be calling. But hey, a little bit of something is better than absolutely nothing, I guess. second out for Arlington. Rowan's doing a good job throwing the pitches out there, getting strikes. Ground out to first, depending to first, and that retires the side. So after one complete inning, we're still scoreless at 0-0. So this will bring up the top of the second inning. Looks like Rowan is at bat for Goten area. So the batting order for the second inning will be Rowan, Sandnes, and Eckern. Two and two is the count on Rowan. Oh, and she strikes out. First out for Goten area. Gonna bring up Hannah Sandnes to bat for Goten area. Three balls, no strikes for Sandnes. There's a strike. Looking. And she is walked. So that puts runner in first. Nobody or one out for Groton area. Top of the second. Ryland Eckern at bat. One ball and one strike for Eckern. Sanis goes to second on the error. Brings up one ball and two strikes now for Eckern. Foul ball, still strike two. And she strikes out. 2 outs. Bring up Tully Wright. Ball 3 for Tully Wright. Full count, 3-2. And she strikes out. 3 strikeouts for Groton area. Top of the second inning. Still scoreless as we head into the bottom of the second inning for Arlington. Nice windy day, that's for sure. It's like howling pretty good down there, as well as it is up here. And we start the bottom of the second inning. Two strikes. And she strikes out for out number one. Grounds out to Kraus. Out number two. Two strikes. Ball one. Been kind of cool if she could have threw the third strike there. But she does throw a strike. Boy, Rowan is on fire today with the throwing the strikes. 1, 2, 3 up and down for Arlington. After two complete innings, we're tied up at 0. Scoreless. For Golden Area, it's going to bring up the top of the batting order. McKenna Kraus, Jerica Locke, and Abby Feldheim as we go to the top of the third inning. So, yeah, you're kind of watching this on through Game Changer, actually. And they're doing the scoring down there as it goes on. If I remember right, I think McKenna Kraus had about 14 pitches, 18 somewhere around there. And Arlington's has got 47 pitches in her pitcher already. Here's ball one there from McKenna Kraus. 1 ball, 2 strikes. She was walked the first time at bat. Two and two is the count. Pops out to the shortstop. Out number 1. Bring up Jerica Locke at bat. Two balls on her. No strikes. Foul balls. Strike 1. Three balls and a strike for Jerica Locke. And she is going to be walked. One out. Jerica Locke at first base. That'll bring up Abby Feldheim at bat. Ball 1. Jerica Locke wheels on over to second base. 1 ball, 1 strike on Abby Feldheim. Two and one's the count. Evens the count at 2-2 as she takes a swing at it. Hit by pitch, so she's going to take a base. That'll put runners at first and second with 1 out. Brings up Libby Cole. Foul ball, strike 1. Ball 1. Swings at it, misses, strike 2. And she strikes out. 2 outs. It'll bring up Jaden Penning. Runners at first and second for Groton area. Top of the third. Ball one. Runners advance. Ball two. Runners now at second and third. 2 outs. Pinning at bat. Strike one as she swings. I knew she was going to swing at it. Usually when there's 2-0 count or 3-0, they'll usually take a swing at it if it looks good. So 3-1 is the count. Jerikalak scores on the air. Penning gets to first on the air. Beldheim is at third. Groton takes a 1-0 lead. At bat is Kinsley Rowan. Two and 0 is the count for Rowan. She struck out the first time at bat. And right now she's ahead of the pitcher. And pinning it, wheels it on over to second base. Runners at second and third. Still 2 outs. Three balls, no strikes. Strike one. Looked at it, didn't take a swing, called the strike. Strike two looking. Now we got a full count. From being ahead 3-0, suddenly it's 3-2. And she ends up being walked. So that loads the bases up for Hannah Sanis. She was walked the first time. Abby Feldheim scores on an air. Lee's pinning at second. Rowan at first. 2 outs. Sandnes at bat. Right now it's 0-1 is the count for Hannah Sandnes. 1-1 now is the count. Foul ball, strike 2. And she is out. So, Groton scores 2 runs on no hits. I think there were about 3 errors in that inning. And Groton leaves 2 runners on base. Groton takes a 2-0 lead. Top of the 3rd inning, as we'll now head to the bottom of the 3rd. This is about as live as we can get without being there. Then we're going to try something else too after this game here. We're only doing the varsity game here today. We're going to hopefully have an interview with Coach Bisbee after the game. Basically, through the technology we have here, I send her an invitation. She accepts it, and hopefully we'll come right into my little box that I have here. And three balls on. Oh, she's walked, so Arlington will get a runner on base with a walk. Two balls on Stephenson. Rowan's having a little bit of a tough time here in this inning throwing into the strike zone. She did so well in the first 2 innings. There we got a strike. And she is walked. It puts runners at first and second for Arlington, bottom of the 3rd. Nobody out. 1 and 2 is the count for Fredrickson of Arlington. Two and two is the count. Full count. And she is walked. So that loads the bases up for Arlington. Nobody out. One and one is the count for Otis. Looking for their first out here in the bottom of the third. Fielder's choice gets a runner out at third. As a runner scores. One out. And a walk. Loads the bases up again. I'm a little confused on their little scoring on here. They took that point away, that run away from Arlington. Oh, yeah, it's that back again. I think it was the same play. It looked like we were in a little bit of a loop. Looks like we're playing catch up on the on the game changer. All right, bases are loaded once again. Still one out. 3-1 is the count now on Madsen of Arlington. Strike two, full count. Reaches on an error, so an error costs a run for Arlington. Gets a run on an error. Bases remain loaded. Tied up at 2. And she is struck out for out number 2. And 1-1 is the count. One more out and we can retire the side. Foul ball. Still remains strike 2. Two and two is the count. One scores on a pass ball. The other one advances to third. Runners at second and third. Full count. Foul ball remains strike 2. And she struck out. All right, Kinsley got the third strikeout, or the third out for Groton area. But not before Arlington scores 3 runs on no hits. 1 error, and they left 2 on base. So after 3 complete innings, it's Arlington 3, Groton area 2. Up to bat for Groton area, we'll have Rylan Eckern, Telly Wright, and McKenna Kraus. next week, Monday, Groton area will have a rematch with Clark Willow Lake. That'll be also senior recognition night here in Groton. Game starts at 4 o'clock. Meantime, we're at Arlington today, and Tigers will be at Hanson tomorrow. Two and two is the count on Ekron. Three and two, full count. Oh, and she strikes out. Second straight out there for Rylan Ekron. One out. It'll bring up Tully Wright. Strike one as Wright looks at the ball, zipping past her. Foul ball, strike two. And she strikes out for out number two. Brings up the top of the batting order for Groton area, McKenna Kraus. One and one is the count for Kraus. One and two. Two and two. Count evens up. Hits one to center field and gets a single. And I believe that's actually the first hit of the game. For anybody. That will bring up Jerica Luck. Kraus is at first. Been few walks, one hit by pitch, strikeouts. But Kraus picks up a single for Groton area. And Locke is facing a 0-2 count. And she struck out. For the third out, 4 players up, 3 outs, 1 single. So when we got no runs on 1 hit, leave 1 on base, no errors. Score remains 3-2 Arlington as we go to the bottom of the 4th inning. Arlington had 3 runs there in the 3rd inning to get their 3 points. Groton scored both of their runs also in the 3rd inning. All right, and we're off and running here in the bottom of the 4th. One ball, 1 strike on Clark. One and two is the count. And she struck out. Rowan gets a strikeout to start off the bottom of the 4th. And she gets a single. One out, one runner on first. Fielder's choice. Feldheim makes the throw to second base. Gets the out for out number 2. As the lead runner is out. 2 outs. Runner advances to second. Two and 0 is the count on Fredrickson. Two and 1. 3 and 1 to count. Stephenson steals third. And Fredrickson is walked. Runners at the corners. 2 outs. Bottom of the 4th. Strike 1. Fredrickson steals second. Otis at bat. And 1 and 1 is the count. Stephenson scores on a pass ball. Fredrickson advances to third. Otis at the plate with a 1 and 1 count. 2 and 1. Count evens up at 2. Otis hits a single, scores a run. Makes it 5-2 Arlington. 2 outs. I think we're in a little bit of a loop here, as you can tell. The score just went back to 3-2, so we're going to get caught up on the streaming here. Okay, now we're back to where we left off, 5-2. And she is walked. Puts runners at first and second. Still 2 outs. Bottom of the 4th. And she is walked. And that loads the bases. I'm guessing there's probably either discussion in the mound or we're in a loop. Pitching change. Riley Rose comes in to pitch now for Goten area. One and one is the count. Two and one. Three and one. And she is walked. So that scores another run. Bases remain loaded. 2 outs. Bottom of the 4th, 6-2 Arlington. 3-0 is the count. And she is walked. Arlington scored 4 runs here in the bottom of the 4th. Take a 7-2 lead. And she is hit by a pitch, so that scores another run. Five runs scored in this inning. Grounds out for the 3rd out. Yay, but not before. They score 5 runs on 2 hits. They leave the bases loaded. After 4 complete innings, Arlington 8, Groton area 2. Abby Feldheim is at bat. And she is walked. So at top of the 5th inning, Feldheim is walked. Brings up Jerica Locke. Oh. Nope, excuse me. Libby Cole. Look at my sheet here, right? Feldheim heads over to second on a pass ball. 2-1 is the count for Libby Cole. Top of the fifth. 8-2, Arlington. Foul ball, strike two. 2-2 is the count. And she grounds out the first. Feldheim moves to third. That'll bring up Jaden Penning. Feldheim at third. Penning gets a single to score Feldheim. RBI there for Penning. And that'll make it 8-3 with one out. That'll bring up Kinsley Rowan. You've probably seen that pop on the screen there. Am I doing any of the track meets? It's like, I don't know how that's even really possible, but all right, looks like Rowan gets on base. Penning got zapped out for the second out. Put Sandness at the plate. 2-0 is the count on Sandness. And she lines out. And that's the third out. So Groton scores one run on one hit. Leave one on base. Arlington leads it 8-3 as we approach the bottom of the fifth inning. Here on GDILive.com. This is kind of a different way of doing the games, but I'm not able to be there, and they got the Game Changer app, so we can kind of keep up with them. I know you can probably watch on the Game Changer app yourself as well, but if you're sitting at home, you can watch it on your big screen TV and see what's going on, which is a unique way of looking at some of you probably have something, kind of know what's going on in baseball, but it's neat to see it on the screen where everybody's at. A little bit of a difficulty getting things started, but apparently my iPad that I was trying to use is outdated, so the game stream wouldn't come on it. So I'm using my phone right now. And if all goes well after the game, we'll see if we can hook up with Amanda Bisbee Coach Bisbee to get some comments about the game afterwards. And we are just doing the varsity game today. Because I do have a meeting coming up at 7 o'clock. Bottom of the fifth, one out for Arlington. Fredrickson at the plate with a 2-1 count. Three and one is the count. Strike two, full count. Riley Rose, the pitcher now for Groton area. And she strikes out for out number two. Two and 0 is the count now for Otis. Three and 0. Two outs. Bottom of the fifth. Strike one. Arlington scored 3 runs in the third inning and 5 in the fourth inning to get their 8 points. And Otis is walked. Groton scored 2 runs in the third and 1 in the fifth. I believe it was errors that allowed Groton to score in the third inning. Jaden Pinning had the RBI single in the fifth inning. Now it looks like we're in a loop here again. All right. This one's going to get walked yet here before we get caught up again here on the game stream. All right, now we should be caught up to where I'm at anyway on my little stat sheet here. Runner advances to second. And she lines out for the third out. So Arlington's got no runs, no hits. They leave one on base. After 5 complete innings, Arlington 8, Groton Area 3. Brings us to the top of the 6th inning. Eckern at bat. And the count is even at 1-1 for her. Van Overbeeken, whatever I think that's her last name there for Arlington. She's got 117 pitches here. You can see that on the screen there. Throwing a lot of pitches. And Eckern is walked. First time she's on base today. Should bring up Telly Wright. No, Riley Rose. So Rose must have came in for Wright. One and two is the count for Rose. And she struck out. One up. That should bring up McKenna Krause. Top of the batting order for Groton Area. Looks like Eckern goes to second. Rose hits a fly ball for out number 2. Oh, no, I guess not. They got the loop coming through here once in a while, so that was one out there when Riley Rose was at bat. Krause is still at bat with a 3-0 count. Eckern at second. Foul ball, strike one. Full count for McKenna Krause. Catcher's interference, they say. So that's going to put McKenna Kraus on base, and that's going to bring up Jerica Locke. So I guess she would get on with an error. Three and one is the count on Jerica Locke. She lines out for route number 2. That will bring up Abby Feldheim. Runners at first and second, 2 outs, top of the 6th. Feldheim has been hit by the pitch once and had a walk. Scored both times. Oh, Eckern is out at third. Did not tag up as she went for the steal. So that's the 3rd out. And just like that, that's the end of the top of the 6th inning. Groton scores no runs, no hits. I say there probably was that one error by the catcher. And they leave 1 on base. That'll bring us to the bottom of the 6th inning for Arlington. Arlington holds an 8-3 lead. Looks like they haven't cleared out the inning, or the app is in a little bit of a loop. All right, here we go. Madsen at base, at bat for Arlington with a 1-1 count. She grounds out the first for out number 1. Bottom of the 6th. 8-3 Arlington. This game being played down in Arlington. 2-0 is the count on Schultz. Three and 0. And she's walked. 1 out, bottom of the 6th. Arlington at bat. Runner at first. The other Schultz at bat. Ball 1. Ball 2. Schultz steals second. And the other Schultz is walked. Runners at first and second, 1 out. The other Schultz stole third. So runners at the corners for Arlington. Ha! That one was trying to steal second base there, but not so much. She was caught out. Her wheels were not fast enough. Brings up out number 2. Nice play there by the second baseman. Who's our second baseman? I don't even have that on here. Position number 4. McKenna Kraus. It's got to be McKenna Kraus. Pinning's at third. Okay. And that one Schultz scores. Brings it 9-3. 2 outs. 2-2 is the count on Clark. Pops out to Feldheim for out number 3. So Arlington scores 1 run, no hits. Leave nobody on base. After 6 complete innings, Arlington 9, Groton 3. That'll bring up for Groton area, top of the 7th, Abby Feldheim, Libby Cole, and Jaden Penning. Groton's got to score at least 6 runs to tie, or the game will be over. One and one is the count on Feldheim. Two and one. Three and one. Arlington's pitchers had 137 pitches. Grounds out to first or to the third baseman for out number 1. That'll bring up Libby Cole. I need to write a little better because I want to say Jericho Locke every time I do this. Well, if you look at my scribbling on here, it almost looks like J. Locke instead of L. Cole. My scribbling on here. Let's see. Cole's struck out once and was out second time. See what she can do this time. Ball 1. One and one is the count. Two and one. And she lines out for out number 2. And that will bring up Jaden Penning. A little bit of a loop there. Two outs, top of the 7th. Nope, here we go back in that loop here. Wonder why it does that. Must be maybe loses internet connection or something on there in there and stores everything in buffer, and as soon as it gets a good signal, it sends it all out at once. All right, there's the line out for Coles. That brings up Jade and Penny now once again. There's a ball 1 for Penny. And ball 2. Ball 3. You can tell we're catching up here when the pitches come that fast. And she's walked. So Penning takes a base. That should bring up Kinsley Rowan. And ball 1. Strike. Oh, missed a strike in there. She's got 2 strikes. 1 and 2 is the count for Rowan. 2 and 2 is the count. Penning goes to second on a pass ball. And she goes to third on the same pitch. Double steal there for Jaden Penning. Foul ball. Strike 2. 2 and 2 is the count for Rowan. 2 outs. Top of the 7th. Ball 3. Full count. And she's walked. All right. That brings up Hannah Sandnes. Runners at the corners. 2 outs. Top of the 7th. Sandnes at bat. One and 1 is the count on Sandnes. Two and 1. Rowan steals second. Runners at second and third. 2 outs. Foul ball. Strike 2. 2 and 2 is the count. Full count for Hannah Sandnes. 3 and 2. Penning steals home on a pass ball. And Rowan goes to third. Full count for Hannah Sandnes. 2 outs. pops out, and that's the third out. So Groton scores 1 run in that inning, leaves 1 on base, no hits. I missed some of the first inning action there as we were trying to get things going here. So Arlington wins it 9-4. Let's see, for hits, let me see. McKenna Krause, she ended up with a hit for Groton area, and I think there was maybe 2 other hits. Jaden Penning had a hit, and I think that was it. Penning also had an RBI. Oh, yeah, if I just go down here, see we have 2 hits. So we scored 4 runs on 2 hits. Leave 6 on base. And I'm not sure how many errors they had. Arlington scored 9 runs on 2 hits. And leave 6 on base. All right, I'm just going to grab my phone over here once, and we'll just so that I can zip, get that there. Oh, that sounds like a challenge there, Chelsea. Hey, are you streaming any of the track meets, or is that outside Paper Paul's realm? Oh, that sounds like a challenge, Chelsea. All right, we're going to see if, number one, if Amanda remembers to try to give us a call. And number two, if she does, we'll see how that works out. We've never done this invite a guest before. We have that technology available on here where we could send somebody an email, and so like we could talk to somebody. It's kind of like FaceTiming in a way, but um, in real life, so to speak. So we'll see. We'll see if we can get that done. She might be busy. Um, and I won't be able to do the second game because I got a meeting at 7 o'clock here. But this is a little bit different, obviously. And we thank you for those that sacrifice who struggled to watch us here on GDILive.com. We've never done anything like this before, but hey, it was kind of fun. I will say one thing: it was definitely nice and warm and toasty here in my office as opposed to being out in the elements. But I'd rather be out in the elements there. But yeah, hopefully in the Clark game there, I bought a 24-foot tripod. So we're hoping that we can launch that up in the air at the home game there against Clark. And I know the Tigers are looking forward to a rematch with Clark. We played Clark in the first game of the year. Let's say the first game of the program. You get rid of that first inning there. It wasn't so bad for Groton area, but that first inning was a struggle for Groton over at Clark there. So, yeah, it should be a different game. Invite you to come out to Nelson Field. That's the one with the lights out there next Monday here in Groton. And to support the softball team and come watch some softball. And you know what? They are, it's really been fun watching these girls over the season so far, watching how much they have improved. It's just amazing. They have done a terrific job. Coach Bisbee and Coach Feldheim have done a terrific job in getting that getting the program going, and it's been fun watching them, watching the team grow, watching them get better, and so. Anyway, next up for Groton area, they will be at Hanson tomorrow. As I look at my schedule here for softball schedule, there it is. So they'll be at Hanson tomorrow, and again, I will not be able to go. We'll probably try this again tomorrow. Maybe we'll try to be a little bit more organized. I'll try to be more organized. We'll see how that works out. And then Clark on Monday, and then May 2nd is the Northeast Conference at Redfield. So that should be exciting. First time we've had a Northeast Conference softball tournament. And then Groton will host a couple more games, May 7th with Florence Henry and May 11th with Sioux Valley. Then we travel to Millbank on May 12th, to Redfield on the 18th, and then the makeup game with the Dual Cardinals on May 19th. So yeah, that'll be fun, and hopefully the weather starts cooperating a little bit here and getting somewhat decent, because it's been a challenge here with the weather here. It seems like if you want bad weather, you schedule a softball game. It's kind of almost the way it seems. And so anyway, we're just kind of hanging around here for a little bit to see if Anna comes on board here. If she sends me a text and says no, or how that works out, I don't know. We'll just see here if she happens to come on here in the next few minutes. Hopefully, be kind of neat to be able to see how this works out. Like I said, I haven't done this before with the inviting a guest. Sounds pretty special. And let's see, we had the prom and the Princess Prom over the weekend. Live stream both of those events here on gdilive.com. And been doing the softball game. So let me see here. I'll probably pull that up here. And South Dakota High School Activities Association. Click on softball standings. And we are Class B when it comes to softball. Let's see, we play Hanson tomorrow night. Oh, just looking at Hanson, they're 7-2 on the season. So who's Hanson played? They defeated Bridgewater Emory. 23-0. They beat Chamberlain 14-1. Beat Ethan Parkston 20-8. Got beat by Castlewood 16-5. They beat Ethan Parkston 8-6. Lost to Scotland Minnow 5-0. This looks like a football score. They beat Viborg Hurley 22-17. They defeated Mount Vernon Plankington 11-1 and Gayville Ballin 10-4. We thought we played a lot of games. Jeepers, they played a lot. They are, 8-2 in the season. Hanson, where are you at? Hanson, 7-2 in the season. So Groton 2-3 on the season, or actually 2-4 now. We lost the first game to Clark 15-0. Beat Sisseton 15-4. Lost to Aberdeen Central in a pair of games 9-8 and 6-3. And then defeated Mobridge Pollock 14-10. And today they lost to Arlington 9-4. So there are apparently 6 teams in the Northeast Conference. Looks like Redfield, Sisseton, Millbank, Groton, Dual, and Clark Willow Lake are the 6 teams from the Northeast Conference. Looks like that starts at 10 o'clock on May 2nd. So just kind of hanging out here for a little bit. Give her a few more minutes, and if she's not able to make it on here, that's just kind of the way it goes. I wouldn't be surprised if she afterwards I forgot to do that. I'm sorry. It kind of usually happens. when you get, especially when you got to get the lineup ready for the JV game, which will be coming up here shortly. Oh, what have we got here? Oh, yeah. Let's see here. While we're waiting here, let's see how the golf team did today. They were over at Sisseton today. All right, let's see. Carly Johnson, she got seventh place, scoring a 106. Claire Schulke was 13th with a 123. Riley Rose, she played golf and softball today. She was 18th with a 132. Haley Harder was 20th with a 137. There were 28 players that played golf today. Groton took second as a team. Roncalli took the team title with 403 points. Groton was second with 498. Millbank third with 502. And Tri-Valley fourth with 585. So, and it doesn't really pay to text her because if she doesn't have her phone or isn't going to be there, being able to hear me, especially when the wind blowing about 40 miles an hour down there, as they were telling me. So, but just give her about 2 more minutes, and then we're going to have to say, have a good evening from Groton. Groton to Arlington. It's the deafening silence on the phone, so to speak, online. But like I said, I do apologize for not being able to be there, but sometimes it just doesn't work out with the schedule wise. And I thought about sending Jesslyn down there, but she's got to work tonight and tomorrow night too, so that didn't work out either. And probably about the time I hang up here, she'll probably call. It's like, oh, I'm sorry. We just signed off. It wouldn't be the first time that happens. What time is it here? 6:44. I'll give her one more minute. And then we're going to have to go. Over to my next meeting. We have our Sons of the American Legion meeting tonight. Just got that organization formed. All right, I guess we're going to have to call it a session here. Maybe I should have told Sue, hey, remind her to do that. Maybe that's what I'll have to do tomorrow. It's easy to forget. It's not like, we're top priority. It's just the way things go. So, hey, thank you for tuning in and watching us here on GDILive.com. This has certainly been an interesting experience. Probably do it all over again tomorrow at Hanson, and we'll go from there. So, good.